We'll begin this morning with that guilty verdict at the murder trial of former University of Virginia lacrosse player George Hughley. NBC's Lilia Luciano is in Charlottesville this morning. Lilia, good morning.
Good morning to you, Carl. This is the dramatic culmination of a tragic story that started with two talented young athletes, their whole lives ahead of them, but one of them ended up murdered and the other one potentially sentencing a long time behind bars. Guilty. After 2 weeks of trial and a full day of deliberations, a jury convicted George Hughley of second-degree murder for killing his former girlfriend, Lilia Luciano, and recommended a sentence of 26 years in prison.
There are no winners in this case. There's nothing but loss everywhere. Our hearts go out to the Love family.
Love was a University of Virginia senior when Hughley broke into her apartment and killed her in a drunken, jealous rage. The prosecution had tried for a first-degree murder conviction against Hughley, but legal experts say jurors didn't find enough evidence of premeditation.
I think a lot of times the jury looks at the history of love and affection between the couple and decides that what the Commonwealth has really proved in this case was a flash of anger, a passion, rather than a real intent to kill.
When the judge read the jury's verdict, a somber Hughley silently crossed himself and stood up. Guilty on 2 of the 6 charges against him, murder and grand larceny, for taking Love's computer after prosecutors say he kicked open her bedroom door and savagely beat her to death. During the sentencing hearing, a sobbing Sharon Love, Yardley's mother, told the court she still celebrates her daughter's birthdays, that Christmas is a nightmare. She spoke of the pain at losing her daughter 5 years after her husband died, saying, "Sometimes it's unbearable. Every year that goes by, I'm afraid I'm forgetting little pieces of her, and that worries me." Love's older sister, Lexi, also talked about missing her sister. "I've never wanted something so bad as to see her face again." Lexi cried uncontrollably as she told jurors, "The number one worst thing in my mind that could have happened, happened." Hughley's family walked out of court visibly upset. His lawyers had reminded jurors that despite Love's death, Hughley is a friend, brother, and a son. The defense admitted that Hughley's drinking was out of control. Not an excuse, not a justification, just a fact. His defense was disappointed with the 26-year sentence recommended by the jury.
And we look forward to some corrections in what happened here tonight.
As the Love family struggled to find solace, Hughley walked out of court to face justice behind bars. The judge set April 16th as the date for a final sentencing hearing in which he'll determine how many of those 26 years George Hughley will actually serve. It could be less, but no more than what the jury recommended.